How's it going, guys? AlphaYGO back at it again, and today I got you a really spicy profile. It's gonna be ABC. I know there are a lot of ways to play ABC right now with, Orcus variants and going second variants, but I'm showcasing my personal favorite, which is a combo variant, which utilizes pendulums. And I know, some people might not be too ecstatic about the idea of ABC pendulums, but it's actually super fun. And if you just really want to build really creative boards, then I think this is the build for you. And of course, take your liberty to how you'd like to change it, but at the moment I think the way this deck performs the way it is right now is fantastic. So without further ado, let's just hop right in. Starting off the monster lineup, as almost every ABC profile will go, we start off with triple A, triple B, and of course triple C. I don't think there's any need to play less than the 3 counts of each. I think seeing your pieces is pretty good. Obviously you want to see other cards with them, but at the same time being able to go through those pieces and seeing them is quite integral to the deck strategy. And moving on from there, tying in the strategy of ABC and pendulums, we're going to be running stuff like machine pendulum monsters. So an example is Speedroid Passing Glider, which acts as an extender. And probably one of the best starters in the deck is Symphonic Guitar, which paired with Symphonic Mic, which is a one of, it nets you an extra normal, nets you an extra body, gets you cards into grave, and overall is probably one of your best power plays to start off your combos. And I'm going to showcase a combo at the end, and you can see the power of this card. Moving on from there, we have other pendulum extenders. So we have Triple Curtain Raiser. Just having access to level 4, like free specials, is phenomenal in this deck, obviously. So that's why we're running him. And of course, we're running 3 Darkworm. In our extra deck, we are utilizing some of the Guard Dragon package. The thing about this profile is you don't have to rely on the Guard Dragons to make boards. It's not one of those decks where I'm just going to be like, oh, play 3 Darkworm and aka you make Guard Dragons. It's more like if you get this disrupted through hand traps or whatnot and you are forced into inoptimal plays, you're actually not forced into inoptimal plays because you're running Guard Dragons, and they're just kind of a backup plan. But in the combo, I'll show you guys a board that doesn't use Guard Dragons, so don't worry. And on top of that, we were running the 1 Gate 0 with the Darkworms as free pluses. Then of course we're running 3 Chronograph, which basically finds its way into almost every Pendulum deck. And of course with that, we run the 1-time Gazer. Along with that, our last Pendulum monster is something that's a little unique, and we're running the 1 Dragong, which I know seems very meme, but it's actually really strong because it's a level 4 machine pendulum, which means it's searchable through Electromite and pen summonable from the extra deck. And since we're running a cool little package in here, having access to a free level 4 machine body with our ABC pieces is very integral to the strategy. And along with that, we run the 1 Destrudo for Guard Dragon plays, helps us play through some unfortunate situations. And the 1 spicy tech into this deck is Cyberstein, which, as you can imagine, paired with our level 4 pieces and a Dragong, we'll be able to easily make Jurgen X, or however you say it, quite easily, and get us to Cyberstein. And with stuff like Symphonic Guitar and Mic and all this sorts, we'll be able to bring out Cyberstein really easily and net ourselves in Naturia Exterio, and we'll be able to create giant boards with this 1 card. Moving on from there, we have the spells, which is, of course, Triple Union Hanger, the heart and soul of the deck. Every ABC deck strives on this card, whether you find it, resolving it, and etc. And it's just literally the MVP of the deck, and it's really hard to pop off without it. Then we also have the 1 Dragon Ravine, the 1 Magic Midfield Breaker. I apologize for the proxy. I just couldn't find one for some reason. But the reason we run that is because we're also running set rotation, because Terraforming got put to 1 recently, which basically hinders this deck a lot, because this is the 1 deck that you just want to run maximum ways to access your field spell, because it's the heart and soul. But we're running set rotation just to give ourselves another access to the Union Hanger, but we're also giving ourselves some unique options like Dragon Ravine for Dragon plays, Midfield Breaker to let us play through some hand traps and whatnot, or just giving it to your opponent straight away. But set rotation's purpose is to act as a second Terraforming, because we unfortunately are missing them with every ban list, which is really unfortunate, but we gotta make do with what we have. And just to round it off, we have Dumbfodder for Darkworms and then Upstart. You can probably run any other 40th card. I just like Upstart because just for consistency. You don't need any more than this because you don't rely on the guard dragons again. You don't rely on seeing Dark Worm to make board, and so having this count with Dragon Shrine is more than enough. Moving on from there, we have a very simple lineup for Pendulums: Electromite, Random Link 2, LP, Agarpain, Triple Burst, Sphere. As you guys can imagine, this is like the standard Pendulum-esque like guard dragon lineup. You don't need Pisty, you don't need any of that. This is very standard. That's why I'm zooming through it, because I know I don't want to bore you guys with that one. Along with that, we also run one Borrelsword Dragon. Borrelsword Dragon, I just realized, is super good in this deck because you'll make a Buster, you'll tag it out for 3, equip a piece from Hanger, and you'll automatically have 4 monsters for Borrelsword your following turn, on top of like what other monsters you have from your beginning combo. So I just think Borrelsword is absolutely incredible for this. And unfortunately, I do have to proxy these, but one Saryuja and one Apollo Ursa. Saryuja is really good because we can link a bunch of stuff away, especially you can get greedy for 4 and draw some cards, or you can just go for 3, get the extra special, which helps you play through certain hand traps. And Apollo Ursa, because at the end when you have a bunch of stuff that don't necessarily do anything, you can just link it all the way into multiple monster negates, which is fantastic. And speaking of the previous rank 4, we have Gigant X, which is just the Cyberstein, which gets us into our Exterior, which is basically almost unlimited amount of spell and trap negates realistically, so, or more than enough to at least eat through a 5-card hand, right? And on top of that, we are running the Vortex, which we pull off of the Guard Dragon play. I'm running Vortex in this rather than Abyss because we're gonna have Pendulum monsters at our disposal, and an Omni negate, in my opinion, is better than the Abyss negate. The one synchro for the pseudo play, I think, and before I show you the last 2 cards, which are pretty obvious at this point, I think Dawn Draxer and Beatcop, or your Link 2, can be interchanged for the 3rd of the next card, which is just Double Buster. So what I'm saying here is, obviously you run Double Buster because it's an ABC deck. Whole purpose of this deck. But if you wanted to run a 3rd, I'd say cut either the Beatcop or maybe the Dawn Draxer. I think you can do without the Beatcop, so I think this could be your 3rd Buster, if you so choose. But honestly, 2 Buster works out pretty fine the way it is. I've never had a problem with just 2 Buster in this profile. Alright guys, I'm just going to demonstrate a really quick combo for you guys, and as you can imagine, we're going to need Union Hanger, which, you know, is basically the heart and soul of the deck. Basically every APC combo really requires this card to go off, so we're going to need him. And for this combo, I'm also showcasing the power of Symphonic Guitar, and you only really need these 2, and the next 2 cards you kind of need is just discard fodder and any turbo card. It can be just about any turbo card, which we run a good amount of, so in this example we're just running Passing Glider. So we're going to start off with play just by specialing the Passing Glider, activating Guitar, discarding to get our Mike. With Mike on the board, we have our 2 normal summons this turn. We'll be activating Hanger. I'm just going to put it to the side so we can see. Get ourselves a C. I know people usually like to add B because it's a search of the deck, but for this combo we're searching C, and you'll see why in a bit. We'll use our extra normal summon on the C, and of course the effective Hanger will attach B. Then we shall link the 2 into Electromite. Electromite's effect will send us the Dragon into our extra deck, which this is what it's looking like. And here we're going to showcase this kind of synergy between ABC and Pendulums, because Electromite is usually just known for pop scale, draw a card, etc. But in this case, we're going to be able to pop B, get ourselves Mike, and the effect of B Engrave will search as our last piece, so aka ASL Core. Now we'll be able to scale our Mike, sorry for the glare. We'll then be able to pen summon the Dragon from our extra deck along with our A. We don't need to pen summon out the extra monster because I'll show you in a bit, but we'll just overlay these 2 into Gigant X. For the sake of this video, we're just going to detach A, get ourselves that Cyberstein. Then we'll use our regular normal summon, which we haven't used yet, An effective cyber summon will let us pay 5,000 to special summon exterior. Then, as you can tell, with all the monsters we have 1, 2, 3, 4 into our Palo Ursa, and of course, last but not least, we'll banish 3 pieces. There's our Buster, and because we did this with 4 cards in hand, we do have a 5th card in our hand to make Buster alive. And so with this, we have 4 monster negates and quite a large amount of spell and trap negates, along with our banish, which of course we have the ability to also tag out into our 3 pieces attached from hanger, special, and we'll have easy access to Brawl Sword for game. So this is a pretty hard board to out, and it's really fun to make. And this is the play that we go when we don't want to go into Guard Dragons, let's say. So, and obviously it goes through a weird niche sort of play, but of course you'll adapt it as you go through your own games, and you'll kind of, you know, navigate the game and like the boards you normally would do. But this is kind of a demonstration of the synergy between Pendulums and ABC. And obviously we create a board that's pretty tough to get around, because again, like, imagine on their turn you get to banish something, tag out for all 3 pieces, equip one, that's automatic Brawl Sword, and they have to actually get through these 2 to begin with. This is one of my favorite combos of the deck, so yeah. Alright, with that said guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know what you guys want to see next or improvements I can make to these videos, and I guess I'll catch you guys later.